Imagine a sunny runway in Ahmedabad, India. 242 people buckle their seatbelts. A Boeing 787 Dreamliner, Air India Flight AI-171, lifts off for London. Less than 1 minute later the pilot's called Mayday. Engines roar, then fade. The jet drops fast, clips a hospital dormitory, and explodes in a wave of heat and flame. Phones ping with goodbye texts that will never be answered. This is the first fatal crash ever for the Dreamliner series, and it changes the story of Boeing in a single, terrible heartbeat. But how did we get here, and what does the past tell us about the future of flying? Stay with me. The answers matter to every traveler on Earth. Hi there, welcome to the channel. Today we're diving into two things: the recent Boeing crash that shocked the world and the hidden history of Boeing's greatest successes and darkest failures. You'll learn key moments, surprising science, and powerful lessons, all in clear English that builds your vocabulary while it grips your heart. Ready? Let's roll down the runway together. Part 1: The day the Dreamliner fell. The flight plan looked routine: Ahmedabad to London Gatwick, roughly 9 hours across continents. Weather? Perfect. Crew? Experienced. Passengers? Business travelers, students, 2 infants, and a newlywed couple on honeymoon. 30 seconds after takeoff the left GE's engine coughed. Thrust dropped. The right engine tried to compensate but also sagged below safe power. Cockpit alarm screamed. Captain Ria Mehta radioed the tower: dual engine failure, unable to climb. Her voice barely masked the disbelief. Inside the cabin lights flickered. A medical student later said the silence between engine surges was louder than the noise. At 450 feet the jet lost lift, banked left, and slammed into a medical college hostel. Fuel ignited, windows shattered outward, and black smoke painted the blue sky. Only 6 people survived, 4 passengers thrown clear, and 2 students in the hostel who hid under concrete desks as the ceiling collapsed. Investigators now focus on why both engines lost thrust: fuel contamination, software glitch, or a freak electrical surge that triggered auto shutdown. They recovered the flight data recorders and a ram air turbine deployed in flight, proof that the aircraft lost all main electrical power. How can a state-of-the-art jet lose both engines in perfect weather? Hold that thought, we'll circle back. Part 2: Dreamliner, a story of light and shadow. When Boeing launched the 787 Dreamliner in 2009, it promised lower fuel burn, higher humidity cabins, and windows that dim at a button press. Passengers loved it. Airlines loved the savings. For 16 years the Dreamliner flew more than 1 billion passengers without a fatality, a record unmatched by any previous wide-body. But shadows crept in early. In 2013 2 brand-new 787 suffered lithium-ion battery fires powerful enough to melt holes through the fuselage. The entire fleet was grounded for 3 months while engineers redesigned the battery box, added steel shielding, and improved venting. The fix worked. The Dreamliner resumed service and built a reputation for safety until the day Flight AI-171 fell. Sometimes the safest airplane in the world also hides the deepest risk, because success can breed overconfidence. Part 3: Boeing's darkest years, the 737 MAX crashes. Long before the Dreamliner crash, Boeing faced its worst crisis with the single aisle 737 MAX. 2018 Lion Air Flight 610. 13 minutes after takeoff from Jakarta the jet entered a steep dive and slammed into the Java Sea, killing all 189 on board. The culprit, a new flight control system called MCAS, triggered by a single faulty angle of attack sensor. 2019 Ethiopian Airlines Flight 302. 5 months later, another 737 MAX crashed near Addis Ababa, 6 minutes after liftoff. Same system, same failure, 157 more lives lost. Worldwide regulators grounded the entire MAX fleet for 20 months. Boeing later paid $2.5 billion to settle criminal fraud charges for hiding MCAS risks. Viewer engagement prompt number 1. Have you ever flown on a 737 MAX? Type yes or not sure below. Let's see how many of us share this sky. During the grounding, Boeing rewrote software, added dual sensor logic, and improved pilot training. The MAX returned to service in late 2020, but the company's reputation cracked. Part 4. The Plug Door Blowout. January 2024, Alaska Airlines Flight 1282 climbs out of Portland when a door plug panel, meant to seal an unused exit, blasts off at 16,000 feet. A hole the size of a refrigerator rips open the cabin. Oxygen masks drop. 2 teens lose their shirts to suction, but nobody is ejected. The jet lands safely, yet the image of a gaping fuselage side circles the globe in seconds. The NTSB later found missing bolts at the factory and set a formal hearing for June 24, 2025. Airlines grounded MAX 9 jets for weeks. Public trust dipped again. A single bolt can weigh less than a teaspoon of sugar but hold back a wall of air pushing at 2 tons per square foot. Part 5. Engineering pride versus production pressure. How did Boeing, once known for obsessive safety, reach this point? 1997, Boeing merges with McDonnell Douglas. Financial targets begin to rank alongside engineering pride. 2011 to 2015, aggressive schedules pushed the 787 Dreamliner into service despite battery concerns. 2015 to 2018, the 737 MAX is designed in record time to compete with Airbus. MCAS slips through certification. 2024, a prolonged machinist strike highlights fatigue on the factory floor. 2025, new CEO Kelly Ortberg vows engineering first, but inherits years of deferred maintenance and morale issues. Internal emails later reveal some engineers nicknamed the MAX the pencil-sharp Boeing, meaning trimmed so lean it could cut corners and fingers. Do you think a company can balance profit and safety? Hit like if you believe it's possible, comment if you have doubts. Part 6. Why flying is still the safest way to travel. Time to zoom out. Despite headline crashes, commercial aviation remains incredibly safe. In 2024 there were 37 million flights worldwide and only 4 fatal accidents. Your odds of dying in a plane crash are about 1 in 11 million, roughly equal to flipping a coin and getting heads 24 times in a row. Modern jets record thousands of parameters every second, creating digital black boxes that flag tiny flaws before they grow. Airlines also use threat and error management. Pilots rehearse scenarios like dual-engine failure so muscle memory kicks in when adrenaline spikes. And every accident pushes hardware, software, and training forward. In aviation, tragedy is data written in blood but read in progress. In a moment we'll connect the dots between a 1960 cabin fire, a 2013 battery meltdown, and the 2025 Dreamliner crash. Part 7. 3 lessons from 70 years of Boeing accidents. Lesson 1. Small sensors, big stakes. A single angle of attack vane took down 2 MAX jets. Today, designers add redundancy, multiple sensors feeding consensus algorithms. In other words, trust, but verify. Lesson 2. Energy is restless. Batteries burn, fuel vapor explodes, lithium-ion cells go into thermal runaway. Engineers now encase energy sources in fireproof armor and monitor temperature in real time. Lesson 3. Culture eats checklists. Hardware can be redesigned. Software can be patched. But if employees fear raising safety concerns, mistakes hide in the dark. Boeing's future, and ours, depends on rebuilding a culture where an apprentice can stop a production line with one raised hand. Which lesson surprised you most, sensors, energy, or culture? Drop the word below. Part 8, The Road and Sky Ahead. Regulators worldwide now demand 1. Engine fleet inspections on every Dreamliner within 30 days, focusing on fuel control units. 2. Bolt trace digital tagging so each critical fastener is logged and photographed before delivery. 3. Real-time health monitoring streamed to ground crews, turning every flight into a flying laboratory. Boeing says it will spend $1 billion this year on safety upgrades and hire 4,000 additional quality inspectors. Meanwhile, airlines experiment with blended wing concepts, hydrogen power, and AI co-pilots that never blink. The sky we fly in 2030 may look very different, but only if lessons from 2025 shape every rivet and every line of code. If this story leaves you uneasy, that's natural. Yet remember, every advance in aviation was written by people who faced fear, asked hard questions, and fixed what was broken. The Dreamliner crash is a scar, but scars remind us where to reinforce the frame. Next time you board a plane, listen to the click of the seatbelt. It's not just a buckle. It's the sound of decades of engineering, thousands of investigations, and millions of data points working together to bring you home. If you learned something today, about English, about airplanes, or about courage, hit the like button. Share this video with a friend who loves to travel, and subscribe for more story-powered learning. Your curiosity is the fuel that keeps this channel climbing. Until then, keep your eyes on the horizon, and your mind on the lessons written in the clouds.